studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, the fake news out there, and helping you win in any marketplace. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. And we encourage you to reach out. We want to engage with you at our Consumer Advocate Hotline, which is 813-670-7372. That's the best way to reach out to us. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. We've got 80 show partners, different categories of consumer advocate advice and content to help you win no matter what you're facing.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, we want you to pull out that smartphone, save our hotline number, 813-670-7372. That is our Consumer Advocate Hotline. Give us a call, shoot a text message to 813-670-7372. Now, you also want to bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. Our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you there. We've got a complete directory, expert contributor tab where you can see all of our expert contributors. Again, over 80 show partners that we vetted. We bring in the show every week, every day, going to battle against the nonsense out there in the mainstream media. So we've got an all-star lineup for you here. It's Intelligent Talk Radio, and we got some intelligent folks here in studio today. So we don't care if you're climbing that corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work, we're going to help you win. First up here is Scott Maurer, back in studio. Been a little while. Scott, Advanta IRA, how you doing, sir?
Very good, Brandon. How you doing?
Excellent.
Yeah, hopefully share with people today the importance of being, we talk so much about being financial or physically fit.
That's right.
You need to be financially fit as well. So we're going to go over some, definitely some ways to do that regarding the IRA.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, I always love these conversations. It's where's the smart money going? How can we live a better life? How can we prepare for that future? And there's going to be some stuff happening in the next year. A lot of prognosticators, a lot of economists are calling for another downturn. So, more than now than ever is a great time to get that review. Come check it out, and we're going to let you know about that more on the show. Also, back in studio, James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors. He's an expert business broker and longtime friend of the program. Welcome back in, sir.
Thank you very much. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Brandon. I'm really excited to be here again and talk about what's going on in the market today.
Absolutely. Helping you evaluate your business and understand the processes when it comes to buy a business or sell a business. So it's an important aspect for a lot of our small business, medium-sized business owners out there. Also, Leonard in the house, the web design ninja. Welcome in, sir.
Thanks, man. Always good to be here. To tie into James there regarding the value of your business, I'm going to talk about a couple things that businesses don't realize they don't have on their website or what they're missing and how that affects their overall bottom line. And I have a couple of real world examples that we'll go over. So
that's right. You don't know what you don't know. And we're going to help you with that. And Teo Leonard, the best in the business when it comes to designing websites and the online strategy, click to call, mobile, making sure your website's mobile. A lot of key things that you want to look at today. So we got an all-star lineup as I promised you. And what we're going to do now, we're going to call that audible. We got that 2-minute drill going on. We're making that last-minute drive here. We want to make sure we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing. We've been doing a little thing here with shout out to Stephen Covey. We're talking about the 7 habits as of late. And earlier in the week, we talked about habit number 1 being proactive. So today we're going to talk about habit number 2. It's begin with the end in mind. Start with a clear destination to understand where you are now, where you're going, and what you value most. So I heard an awesome story. As you know, I'm a former USF football player. I played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida. So, Bulls, and a longtime quarterback on my sports teams. Dad was the coach. And, before the season, we used to always think about, hey, where do we want to do? What's our goal? We want to win, right? We want to get to that championship game. And I had the honor of being the quarterback in the very first Pop Warner Super Bowl game. And just addicted to winning, as I say, success. And I heard a great story, even though it's not my favorite school, but Florida State, Bobby Bowden, right? Every year before the season, what he would do is he would take 4 days and he would gather his team around, eliminate all the phone calls, eliminate all the distractions, and he would say, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to set our team goals. What do we want to do? And I think he won something like 12 ACC championships. He had 2 or 3 national championships, I believe. And one of the winningest coaches ever to coach the sport over his long career. But the importance of beginning with the end in mind before you set out any new business venture, before you start a sports team program, because you want to have everybody buying in. That way mid-season, you can't say, oh, well, I wanted this goal and you were talking about this goal, so that's why we didn't align. So it's very important to, before the season, before you start your business venture, make sure you have your goals aligned. And it all starts with why. What's the purpose of why you're doing it? I heard a great story as well about a 10-inch board that's 10 inches by 20 feet long, right? So if I were to sit that down on the ground, I say, hey, James, for example, would you walk across that board for $20? You'd say, what? If I just set it out here, you'd say, yeah, right?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Now, what if I take that same board and I put it across the top of a skyscraper, like 50 or 60 stories up, right? The answer might be a little bit different.
Well, yeah, the wind may knock me down.
Yeah, so you're going to say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
$20, you might want to raise that up,
I
right?
don't know, though. He's pretty small. For me, there's no way I'm going across it. But there's about...
So the reward's not there, right? The pain and pleasure, right? Mm-hmm. Now, let's say I put one of your children on the other side and the building's burning, and that's the only way you can go and get them and help them. What would your answer be then?
Oh yeah, there's no question. I mean,
no question. You're going to run. You're going to jump, and you're going to do
whatever I got to do.
Exactly. So the difference is the why, right? Mm-hmm. The why behind that, and the example is making sure that whatever you choose to do, whatever you're looking toward doing, you have that deep enough, that strong enough why that's going to help you push when you're getting that no every time. You're getting no all day. We've all had those days, right? You get the no's, you get the problem clients that call in. They want their website done at midnight because it was supposed to be this way, and they thought it was that. Mm-hmm. You get all these things that happen in life, but that's when you got to just think about it. Think about that why. Omaha! Call that audible and get in that 2-minute offense, baby. Drive it down the field. All right, so there's your 2-minute offense there from the quarterback, helping you win in any marketplace. Let's go ahead and jump into this great content. Again, it's Intelligent Talk Radio. We've got Scott Maurer here in the house, Advanta IRA. And Scott, I just love our talks here on the show and helping consumers understand more about this great product that you have where they can self-direct.
We do. I mean, it's something that most people don't know about. And I think what you were just talking about in your Omaha segment there too is having goals in mind, having an end game. What do you want to have? And when you talk about retirement plans, it's where am I going to be when I want to retire at 60, 65, 70, knowing what that age, what's your target, mm-hmm. and then taking steps from now until then to get to that end. If you don't do it, as you're saying that segment, I was thinking of, if you're going to go on vacation, it's summertime now, everybody looks to go on vacation.
Yeah.
You don't generally get in your car and just start driving.
Right.
You have a place in mind that you're going to go. You're going to take the specific highways, the specific routes to get there. If you don't do that, you just drive aimlessly. Yeah, you might come across some good things here and there, but you're maybe not ultimately going to have that satisfying vacation. So similarly with retirement, you really need to have an idea of what you need to retire, what's that financial number, and how am I going to get there? How am I going to do it? And what we do at Advanta is give you other tools that most brokers, most custodians don't have. Ability to invest in alternative assets as a way to help you reach your financial goals.
So you're going to help them. You're going to help show them the money, especially when it's later in life, right? So I see, when people think about it, let's talk about that $1 million plan, that $1 million IRA. What's the goal? How do we get there? What have you seen work? Maybe some of your successes.
Yeah, some of the successes we've had, I think, across the board, and we deal in a lot of different types of assets. People buying rental real estate is probably one of the most common things we see people do inside their IRA and be successful with. It provides you with a cash flow of the rents coming back to the IRA, and if you buy the property at a good price, you're able to sell it later. You get the appreciation as well. So that certainly has been, the rentals, the rehabs of real estate, people investing into private businesses and taking advantage of opportunities. I think what all of those investments have in common across the board with our clients is someone seeing an opportunity and taking advantage of it and realizing that their IRA does not have to simply sit in a mutual fund or sit in a stock. They have other options. You just have to look for it, and you have to take that proactive step to actually make that happen. It's your broker, your advisor is not going to tell you can do this. You have to find it out on your own and work with some people like us to help you realize that goal.
That's right. Yeah. And I like the idea of, if you're a real estate guy, if you have some real estate background, then you might want to focus in on real estate. If your dad was a stock trader and he's very well versed in the real estate or the stock exchanges and the different, areas that you can invest in, you might want to go that route. So go with your core competency. Again, back to the why as well. And you look at what's going to fit for your plan. I love the idea of investing in businesses as well. That's one of the ways that Buffett grew Berkshire Hathaway and some of the other investors. And I think Tony Robbins talks a lot about that, is how to, becoming an owner in a company, becoming an investor and an owner.
Yeah, and again, that comes back to taking it. What we see and what our clients do is taking an advantage of an opportunity. So when you have that friend, you have that acquaintance, somebody knows, hey, if someone's looking at starting this new business venture, they have a fantastic idea. They're going to be successful.
Right.
They need capital. Instead of sitting on the sidelines and I don't have the money in my savings account, people don't realize their IRA can be that investor. Because, again, they're conditioned to thinking that it has to be in a mutual fund, has to be in a stock.
Exactly. The conditioning is so powerful.
Exactly. When you see that opportunity, saying, here's the way I could take advantage of it. And, and then the next step is taking, deciding to do it. And I think that sometimes a lot of people do have that paralysis or analysis by paralysis or vice versa, where they don't end up taking the step because they're too afraid to get to that $1 million IRA, as you said, or the Warren Buffetts, the Mitt Romneys of the world.
Yep.
They've taken a little bit of risk.
That's right.
If you're sitting back waiting for 7% a year in the stock market, you're not going to get to that $1 million goal. You're going to have to find other ways, other unique ways to grow your account to reach that platform.
Absolutely, Scott. Yeah, but more from Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA. James Lascano coming up, as well as Teo Leonard here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza, 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard in Tampa. Brio Tuscan Grill is located off of Bay Street next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel at the International Plaza. It's our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brio Tuscan Grill, the International Plaza. You will discover Italian menu, drinks, and a cozy atmosphere. Coming up on the show, one 15-year-old had an interesting first day of work. Find out what happened on our Tell Me Something Good segment, as well as our top 10, the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs, and more from our awesome lineup of expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to ConsumerQB.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
On November 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, your radio and TV stations will participate in the first ever nationwide test of the Emergency Alert System, or EAS. At that time, your regularly scheduled programming will
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And giving a big shout out to our official hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. Whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway. Got rooftop yoga on the weekends, and if you're a boater like me, you can pull your boat up and enjoy the beautiful pool and spa area. There's a bar down there as well, and enjoy this Florida sunshine that we have between the rain showers, and it's a good time here. Couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. We got an open house going on over here, 701 East Crenshaw Street. Just shoot us a call for more details at 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text, 813-670-7372. 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. Beautiful renovation property. We talk about the model with Scott Maurer. We were talking about where you have investors that are fixing up properties, making them beautiful, beautifying these neighborhoods. This is a perfect example of that on Crenshaw Street in Tampa, in the Seminole Heights area. Pool home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, $259,000 just reduced. Also, another hot listing here in Town and Country area of Tampa, 5208 East Longboat Boulevard in Tampa, Bayside West. 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath, $855,000 is a great opportunity to buy a magnificent Mediterranean waterfront home with bay access to Upper Tampa Bay, pool, spa, beautiful home with a boat dock there. $855,000, 2 beautiful properties here in Tampa Bay. We love it. All right, we got coming up in the show as well. We got one 15-year-old had an interesting first day of work. Find out what happened on our Tell Me Something Good segment. And let's go ahead. Let's go back to Scott Maurer, and I want to bring James Lascano in and get some comments here as well. So, Scott, you know, I love this IRA. I love the smart money, and, you know, all about helping consumers win here. So what's our nuggets of advice here for consumers this time of year?
I think this time of year, really, a lot of times, anytime you're thinking about it, we've been talking a lot at Advant, at least, about being financially fit for retirement. A lot of people, when you think about your retirement years, you think about your doctor, you want to be in good shape so you can enjoy your grandkids, so you can travel, so you can do those things in retirement, being physically able to do so. Right. But the important component to that as well is being financially able to do so. And I think a lot of times people miss one or the other in what they're, in planning for their retirement. So it really is to focus on that goal of, whatever I'm doing today, it's never too late to get started, with an IRA, with retirement planning. But if you do keep putting it off, you're going to have less available to you when you get to those golden years. You want to travel the world. You want to go see the grandkids, the kids, visit your family. You need to be not only physically fit, but financially fit as well. And I think that's something very important to always keep in your mind and keep your eye on the ball. And right. Work with companies like us, work with your advisors, CPAs, et cetera, to make sure you're in that position, when you get to those golden years. And
get a review, because right now, more than ever, there's something looming out there. There's another correction coming. We know it's, we got the bull market, you got all this stuff happening, and we're set for a reset. So what a great time to reach out and get a review of where you're currently standing. Reach out. Go ahead and text the word IRA to our hotline at 813-670-7372. If you want to get a free review here, just text the word IRA, 813-670-7372. Find out some of the alternative strategies that you might want to look at, and look at making sure you're diversified with your holdings and you're not overexposed. If you're exposed out there, you're going to have some heartaches to come. And also go to consumerqb.com. If you're not a texter, you don't want to call, consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Just submit the form on the far right. There's a contact form there. That email is going to come directly to us, and we're going to make sure we get right back to you. And let's bring James Lascano into the conversation now. Business broker, Trans World Business Advisors. James, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, Brandon, the market, as you know, right now for businesses is getting saturated. So many people want to buy and purchase businesses. They see the opportunities. People from other countries, particularly Venezuela, a lot of people are fleeing that country, and they're coming over here looking for opportunities. Unfortunately, it was something that I recently came from a meeting, and this gentleman and this lady from Venezuela had purchased this beautiful. They purchased a locale to go ahead and build a restaurant. They built a gorgeous restaurant, and one of the things that they were telling me is, due for unforeseen reasons, they have to leave. But it's gorgeous. It's really something else to look at.
In Tampa Bay?
It's in Tampa Bay. The problem is that they went and I guess they had people that went ahead and tried to help them out, but those people weren't vetted. And I started thinking about the show, and I was saying, you know what? I told them, I have people that work with me that are reputable, good, honest folks that are hardworking, and we work within the community, and we want to help. I mean, obviously we work as well, but we want to help people. We want to make sure that they do make the right choices for their future. Right. And I wish you would have approached me sooner, because he told me that he said he probably threw away $20,000 working with people that were not credible, people that made mistakes, people that went ahead and there was a contractor that made an error, and he had to go ahead and pay another contractor to fix the error. And that contractor charged him less, and he was bonded. And you deal with these people, and I told him, unfortunately that is the case. You really should do your homework. And I told him that's the beautiful thing of the group that I'm on. I told him I was going on the radio soon. I told him, you can look us all up, and know that we're part of the community, that we work hard, we're willing to help, and even if we're not working most of the time, we're doing it on our own. It's our businesses, but we're not trying to do something that will take advantage of somebody else. We're going to help them. Right. And then if we can work together to make, to get ourselves to make sure that we get paid, of course, we would do it. But even when you preach, what do I do is a more of a consultative approach to everything is what I prefer to do. That's I sit down, and what Transworld, all of us business brokers, what we do at Transworld is we sit down and we discuss options. And we say, look, this is what's available for you. And everybody here in the show is like that. And this is something that people should really take advantage of, because there's not a show like this in Tampa. Right. There's not people like that we unite together to try to help, and we work together as a group. You know that because I give you calls all the time. Yep. As in general, what's going on in business brokerage? Busy. We have all types of business available for people, whatever you want, from every size. Heck, I have a business out there for sale for $10,000. I mean, it is incredible. Because some people have good businesses that they're just ready to go. Yeah, they work through the property, or they work through the business their whole life. They're ready to kind of hang it up, retire, relax. Now, you could buy a business through an IRA, and then take advantage of the tax advantages there. You could write your own ticket, be self-employed, not have to punch the clock anymore. So that's what I love about the capitalistic society that we have here in Tampa Bay and in Florida, United States, is that you have that opportunity to be an entrepreneur. Potentially buy a business, and if you have a certain affinity out there, if you have a certain affinity toward a certain business type, or again back to what we were talking about in the opening, is you're not going to see every step of the way. You're gonna see that first step. You jump on that first step, and then a week or two down the line you might see another step, and then so you can go and volunteer at a let's say you have an affinity towards animals, go and volunteer at an animal shelter, go and volunteer at a horse barn stable. Be around the environment, put yourself in the environment of what you want to be. So James, maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the businesses you have. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, right now I have multiple. I have one gentleman right now who owns an extremely successful business. It is I got to be careful the way I say it, because the business is in the brand. It is a high-end stereo automobile business that works on, like I said, Bentleys. It works on all types of level vehicles. And the gentleman's he's been doing it for 35 years, and he's just tired. This place is beautiful. He's built this business, and he just talked to me yesterday. He's willing to even negotiate a lower price. He dropped the price to $700,000. He nets about $296,000. The place he's renting, he owns the property, so he'll be your landlord. He wants the person to succeed, but he's just tired. And it's not that the business is doing well; it continues to grow. For him, it's just too much. He's like, James, I'm literally burnt out, and we deal with a lot of individuals right now who are, who are baby boomers who are burnt out. They've worked very hard, and they've earned everything they've made. That's right. They're old school, and they're like, look, we're ready to just retire. We need a younger crowd to step into that role in more of an ascension program that we have to develop to make sure that all these young entrepreneurs have that opportunity. What better way to learn is to have someone who's been successful basically mentor you into their role.
Exactly.
And say, take over.
Yep.
You know, I'm you're paying for it, but I'm giving you here my
Speaking
experience.
of young entrepreneurs, we got the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs. Find out where Tampa is on that list, as well as we got an interesting story here in our Tell Me Something Good segment. One 15-year-old had an interesting first day of work. Find out what happened here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as Teo Leonard coming up, the web design ninja. We got James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, and Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA, here in studio. Giving a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job. So coming up, we got some great stories for you. We got more real estate properties to talk about, and the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs. Find out how high Tampa is on that list. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. We're actually looking for a few real estate agents out there. If you're looking to shop your real estate license around, we'd love to talk to you about it. Platinum MVP Realty, we're looking to bring on. Due to explosive growth, we got a ton of leads that we're procuring through some of our innovative strategies with the radio show, Facebook, and Google marketing. We'd love to talk to you. And also giving a shout out to Total Brokerage. It's a really cool CRM system that we're utilizing now. If you're looking for a way to maximize efficiencies in your real estate business and consolidate all of the cumbersome and expensive software that you're currently using on a daily basis, well, we have some fantastic news for you. I was recently introduced to a revolutionary software package called Total Brokerage. This cloud-based system is completely mobile-friendly and integrates all of the critical software pieces in my business: CRM, lead management, communications, e-marketing, documents, forms, transactions, e-signatures, financial management, and compliance. So it's a real game changer. Check out totalbrokerage.com and let them know Brandon sent you for your first month free. Totalbrokerage.com. And we're back here in studio in the house. We got Intelligent Talk Radio. We got our A-team in here today, guys. We've got Scott Maurer at Advanta IRA. We've got James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors, as well as Teo Leonard, the Web Design Ninja. And so let's go ahead and talk about a couple of listings I want to let you know about. We got a property in Tarpon Springs here, 380 Bridle Pathway. We just listed this property, and it's going to be going under contract soon. It's getting a lot of action at $299,000 price point in beautiful Tarpon Springs. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, pool home, fenced-in yard, beautiful curb appeal as well. Some nice. They've done a great job in the back with the landscaping as well. 380 Bridle Pathway, as well as Seminole. We've got a property here in beautiful Seminole, Florida. 7657 132nd Way in Seminole. This is a beautiful property in Whispering Forest. It's a 4 bedroom, 3 bath property, pool. Fenced-in backyard, large home here, over 2,400 square feet, and a great buying opportunity at $399,000, just reduced down to $399,000. Great opportunity to purchase real estate through Platinum MVP Realty here in lovely Tampa Bay. All right. We're back here in studio. So in segment 1, we talked a little bit with Scott Maurer, talking about Advanta IRA, ways that you can invest through your IRA. And we're talking with James Lascano as well as how to value a business, how to buy a business, potentially even through that IRA, take advantage of some of the tax incentives there by buying through that tax-deferred vehicle that is a self-directed IRA. And let's go ahead and bring Teo Leonard here into the conversation as well, the Web Design Ninja of Tampa Bay. So what say you, sir?
Hey, ran into an experience this week that ties back to the website business. And as a web guy, I'm always looking at other people's websites or something. And it's kind of interesting to see businesses make a mistake and they don't realize they make a mistake and they don't realize what that means. And we have some construction going on in the neighborhood, and our dog has been a little skittish and, barking at other dogs and people walking around. And then, I'm worried about what happens when the trucks start coming around and all that kind of stuff and how he gets reacted to that. So we were thinking, hey, let's send him to like puppy daycare, doggy daycare, and let him interact with some other dogs and some people and do that. And somebody recommended a certain business, and for reasons I'm not going to mention the business, but they recommended the business. It came highly rated, and so I jump on Facebook and I type in the name and I can't find them. And I go on Google and I type in the name, and the only thing it shows on Google are now I'm typing in the business name and the city that they're in. It should come up. And I find some blogs from 2010, 2011, 2012, nothing else. I find the web name. Finally, their web address. I put it in my phone. Website's dead. Doesn't display at all. Go on and talk to a couple of my friends and go, hey, you guys recommended this business. What's up? And they're like, oh, they were great, And I'm like, well, nothing works. And so we actually bailed on it. And I just figured they were out of business and went and took the dog to another location. And then on a fluke, I happened to see on Facebook that somebody had posted there. Yeah. And I go back, their website is still down. And, that was $60 a week that they lost from my business. Yeah. Through talking to other people, we would have referred them in the last month another probably 10 clients.
Wow. Sure.
That's $600 that this business lost simply because their website does not work on a phone or a tablet.
Wow.
From one instance. Yeah. And we watch that all the time, as we're building sites. And they go, oh, well, you can look at it from your computer, because I reached out to them yesterday.
Oh, half the market.
And they got back. And I'm like, well, actually, believe it or not, less than 70% is currently mobile on the majority of these types of businesses. 70%. Particularly if you have a business where it's, quote, the soccer mom, not to be to offend somebody, but that demographic. So, if your phone, if your address doesn't link to a map or whatever, it's total night and day difference. I mean, we gave the example a couple weeks ago of the chiropractor where by adding their phone number and adding the address where they can click on the address and see how far it is on their phone automatically, they picked up 7 new customers a week.
Wow.
And it's just amazing to watch these businesses continue over and over again. I just want to smack my head.
Are you seeing a certain industry that's not? I mean, or is it just across a lot of the industries?
It's across the board. You know, we have a plumber who his brother's a very good friend of ours, so we built them a site kind of as a favor. And it's so funny because he goes, "Oh, you know, I got a referral from the website last week. You know, like it's a big deal." And I'm like, actually, you got 63 calls directly from the website of people that clicked on your phone number from your website last week.
Yeah.
And in the last year, you know, you're at like 800 and some calls off your website. And the business, they don't realize it. They're not asking, how did you hear about us? Exactly. They're not asking, you know, what do you think of the website, et cetera. And, you know, we're just seeing more and more business getting lost because of simple mistakes that they went cheap for a couple of bucks. I mean, it's okay, you know, we're going to be $2,000, $2,500 for their professional site with all the search engine stuff built into it, so it's ready to go for marketing purposes. And they can go cheap for $1,500, but they don't realize that it cost them $600 a week for one customer that you can track.
Yeah.
And you can just expand on that. And in today's world, having a website that hasn't been updated in 3 years, I think it, you know, for your business, you know, when you look, James, at selling a business, I mean, it's got to be staggering the amount of money that people are leaving on the table by just a simple mistake.
If I can't find it on my phone, that's the first thing I'll tell them. Look, where are you? Because I should be able to look at your website or click on the phone or click on my phone, immediately say, look, this is where we're at. It's astounding.
That's when you need it. It's on demand. It's, you know, people are scrolling through Facebook all day. They're checking out the kids' pictures, and so that was a tie-in I was going to make. Is that you know, really all three of our expert contributors tie in well together. By the way, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We got Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA, in the house. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. He's a business broker, and also Teo Leonard, the web design ninja of Tampa Bay. So when you have a business for sale, James, sometimes it might be somebody that's kind of aging out of the business, maybe perhaps a little old school.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
So then Teo can come in, you know, revamp the total online, you know, aspect of that business, making sure it's click to call, what he just described, and then you can buy it through Scott's self-directed IRA program.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool how a lot of our expert contributors tie in together.
No, it's true, and you know what? To Teo's point is, it's incredible that some of these people aren't moving on to the next, to the next evolution of communications. One of the things that the other day I was surprised, I came out of my house and I saw Yellow Pages. I was like, what the someday my daughter the other day, she was trying to understand something and she said, hey, Dad, what does that mean? I'm like, look it up. And she got on the computer and she's like, I can't find it. I go, why don't you use a dictionary? And she looks at what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, everything
I saw one of
is
those flip
mobile.
shows. I saw one of those old renovation HD TV shows to flip, you know, and they're like, yeah, I can tear this thing. You know, they're trying to tear it.
Yeah.
And I think one of them actually could. They tore the whole thing. I guess if you get the right leverage on it, you can. But I guess that's what you do with them, right?
Yeah.
We were laughing. I was doing some cleanup and some reorganization, and you know, I have 2 phone books in the cupboard. It's like, why are they even there? You know, they're from 2003, 2004, and you're like, okay, they haven't been opened in 13 years.
I guess some people still use them. You know, people are still paying, I guess, to be in there.
And you know, it's interesting. The older generation, and we get this a lot. They're like, well, the website doesn't matter. The website doesn't matter. And another example was with all the rain. Yeah, the grass has been growing out of control. And my neighbor calls me and goes, hey, you know, I went on Facebook. I found 4 different lawn guys to cut the lawn because it's too high for our mower to do it. Who do you recommend? And because everyone's booked because of the rain, so their normal customers are backed up.
Yeah.
And her response is, well, I'm going to go to Google. And we see the lawn and the maintenance guys always go, well, I don't need a website. I don't need a website.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm like, man, okay, it's what, $30 a week for a lawn? That's $120 if you simply showed up in lawn cutting or lawn maintenance for Apollo Beach, and you just paid for that site in 1 year.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
The closed-mindedness that's still out there, and you see it across all types of businesses, like you said, Teo. So, let's jump into that more when we come back as well. We're going to talk more with Scott Maurer, James Lascano, Teo Leonard in our lightning round. We're going to go through and give you some top tips, things to do, things to avoid as a consumer. We're also going to jump into a roundtable discussion about the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs, find out where Tampa ranks, and giving a shout-out to Healthy Gourmet, Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet, home delivery, office delivery, meal plan starting at $90. Optimal fuel, optimal performance, Healthy Gourmet, all organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. And Felicia Lacaille, longtime friends of the program. I love it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday roll around. I get beautiful meals delivered to me, all types of different tastes, and it's just tickling the taste buds there with a different flavor each day. So we love it. Felicia Lacaille, stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com. listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. Attention builders, developers, 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner, out in East Hillsborough County. A great development opportunity here. We've got 84 acres of prime development land here at ARG-PD off of Valrico Road. Convenient location to I-75 and I-4. Reach out. I've got about 15 other vacant land parcels. So if you're a buyer out there looking for vacant land, you might want to build a single-family home or potentially develop a business. I've got both commercial and residential vacant land available through Platinum MVP MVP Realty. Also, a beautiful property in South St. Petersburg here is 4711 Juanita Way South in St. Petersburg. It's in the Bayou Bonita Parkway. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, just $375,000, over 2,900 square foot pool home with 4 bedrooms and 3 bath. A great buying opportunity in beautiful South St. Petersburg, and another beautiful listing of Platinum MVP Realty. All right, coming up here, we've got the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs, and one 15-year-old had an interesting first day of work. Find out what happened on our Tell Me Something Good segment. Let's go ahead and jump into this here. Let's do our top 10. All right, so we got the top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs. We're going to have our expert contributors go around the horn here and try to guess what these top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs may be. Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA, you're up first, sir.
We have an office there. I think Atlanta would be on the list.
ATL Georgia is on the list, that's for sure. You got it. Scott,
right.
you got that one right. Let me give you the button there. James?
Well, I mean, although I wasn't born here, I think I'm a Tampanian by heart, so I'm going to say Tampa, obviously.
Tampa, that is correct. Number 2 on the list. By the way, Atlanta was number 3. So good job.
Oh, so now the pressure's on.
Now the pressure's on. Now the pressure is on.
You know, we've been getting a lot of business from a state recently, and I'm not sure if it has to do with the laws that were passed or not, and the creativity or something that may come from those laws. But we're seeing more and more businesses calls from Colorado regarding it. And I tend to go with Denver, except for the fact that I think Boulder because of the school. So I got to go with Boulder and see if Boulder's in there.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I love Denver, though. I mean, I hear a lot of good things. I've never been there, but I definitely want to go check it out. So sorry about that, Teo. All right, so we got the top 10 still. We got 8 more. Scott?
I want Dallas or Austin on the list in Texas.
Which one are you going with?
Oh, joy. Boy, we'll go with Austin.
We'll give you Austin then, Scott. You got it. Boom, number 8 on the list. James?
San Diego?
St. Diego is not on the list, buddy. I'm sorry about that.
Too expensive.
It is
California,
expensive.
you know, I'm from Southern California. It's just too expensive.
Nothing on California here. We got Texas, Nebraska, Minnesota, Washington, Oklahoma, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You got to go with the Twin Cities in Minneapolis. I mean,
Boom,
that's
number
where
7.
our business started. So
Teo, number 7, right there. You got it, Scott.
Let's say you said North Carolina, Charlotte.
Charlotte is not on the list, my
Or is it
friend.
Raleigh?
It's actually Raleigh. Yep.
Research Park. Yeah,
We'll give that one to you, James.
You know what? On this particular for entrepreneurs, I would say,
Yeah, Texas, Nebraska, Washington, Oklahoma.
oh man,
Name a city in Washington.
Well, that's easy. Yeah.
Come on, I'm helping you. I'm trying to help you.
I know Seattle.
Boom, you got it, James.
Yeah,
you got that.
That's like a given.
Number 6 there. Teo, let's go. Let's round these out. You got
Oklahoma.
Texas.
Let's go with Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma is actually number 1 on the list.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow,
it's number
cheap.
1.
It's really cheap to live there. If you think about it, it would be a great place to start a business.
Whenever I think about Tulsa, I remember when I was an adolescent growing up, 2 younger brothers, there was this prank caller guy named Roy Mercer. You ever hear about this guy?
Yeah.
Yep. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's right.
And he'd call him up and he had this strong country accent and he said, and he'd mess with these business owners and he'd say, well, boy, I'll come over there and pour a 55-gallon drum of whoop ass on you or whatever. It was so hilarious. So whenever I think about Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think about that. And then I think about my brother and I kind of doing that with some of the local townsfolk and some of the laughs we had there. But yeah.
Tulsa,
Sure.
Oklahoma.
2 more. So we got actually 3 more.
So what,
Oklahoma.
You got Omaha, Nebraska.
We do have Omaha. We have
There you
Omaha,
go.
number 9. Texas. Give me one in Texas.
Is Dallas?
Dallas is not, but
Okay.
Houston is.
Houston.
Oh, Houston. Okay.
And then Oklahoma City.
okay.
So there's your top 10 cities for young entrepreneurs. Tampa, number 2 on the list. That's a tribute to a lot of the development here. Or all of the mayors have been on our show in the past, and they all work together. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. We're working together to create this economic engine that is Tampa Bay. So that's really cool.
I want to see. I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I lived in Arkansas, and it's only about an hour away from where I lived. And there's a big monument there of Western civilization meeting. Eastern civilization meeting the Western Front on Route 66.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm just amazed that that's for entrepreneurs. That's
Love it.
blowing my mind.
Love it. All right, we're going to tell you something good instead of all the negativity that you see out there. So the 15-year-old that had the interesting first day of work, he's a 15-year-old lifeguard, saves a toddler on his first day.
Cool.
So last Thursday, the 15-year-old Jake, how do you pronounce that again? Vigliciano? Vigliciano. First day on the job at lifeguard Charles A. Foster Pool in Ohio. I heard like a help kind of thing. I looked over and I saw a guy who's probably 3 feet 6 inches in 4 feet of water, gasping for air. Vigliciano told Fox News 8. So active drowners can still breathe. They're still above water, but they're in the active drowning. So that's pretty cool. You saved some lives. You said you had some saves under your belt when you were a lifeguard, right?
Yeah, I had 63 saves back in the day when I was in college. I used to work there, and I worked at Adventure Island. And
Cool.
Then I worked at the University of Florida's pools. I used to manage the pools over there.
It's very nice.
Good job, buddy.
It
Good
was.
It's very nice.
All right. We're jumping into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
Majored in lightning round. Let's find out about that. All right, Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Top tip: get educated. We do a lot of free education with our webinars and seminars at Advanta to tell you more about what you can do with your IRA account. But that tip, I think, extends much far beyond that. I mean, if you're interested in something, you want to learn more. We said at the very top of the show, you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
Yep.
And there's so much free education, whether it's on the web, whether it's by taking a live class, that you can get educated. So as far as, especially with your financial future, attend a class, attend a webinar. We don't charge anything, and it's great information.
There's really no excuse, but I think it was Bill Gates that said if you're born poor, then it's if you stay poor, it's your fault. If you're not, your fault. So it's, there's really no excuse. You pull up YouTube, you find out what you want to learn about, you invest in yourself, you invest in your development. And it's a balance of the two E's, right? Entertainment versus education. Most people are going to go watch movies and TV shows, and they're going to go get entertained versus investing in that education. So great point, Scott. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors.
The first thing I would say, first of all, learn who you're dealing with. There's a reason why Transworld, we're the largest business brokerage firm in the state of Florida, second largest privately owned in the United States, and we keep on growing, okay? We're extremely professional, and we use that consultative approach to work with you. I'm not saying that there's not great brokerage firms out there. They are. But my personal experience recently with other brokers is just do your homework. Know who you're dealing with, understand it, and be able to, there's a reason why we're so big.
Hey, in any industry, there's good, better, and best. I'm the type, I'm the best. James, I think you're the best. Scott, Teo, people that we surround ourselves, they're the best here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we've vetted them, and they come on the air for a reason. So, definitely, I love that. Teo.
I stray a little bit from the websites, and you got to go back to the beginning. You got to set your goal and work your plan, create a plan, etc. We get probably one call a week from somebody who goes, "Oh, I got this great idea, and here's what I want to do." And they come over and they got a couple of cocktail napkins, and you're gonna, and it's gonna be. You're going to reinvent Facebook and Uber and everything else and eBay. And, by the way, it shouldn't cost more than $1,000.
Yeah.
And they don't think through all the work that has to be done. And when you talk to them, you go, here's what has to happen. And we never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And I look back to I had that stupid blender that I invented 20 some years ago. And, we call it the boat blender. And people used to walk by. We sold, 700, 800,000 of them over the years. And
wow.
People would go, "Oh, I could have invented that. I could have invented that." My wife would laugh. She goes, "Yeah, but he called over 3,000. I had a log in a journal. It took 3 years. It was kind of pre-internet. And it was over 3,000 phone calls to find the suppliers, to find how everything worked and to put that together. And if you don't take that step, you're not going to get it going.
That's right.
Set your goal and work your plan.
Awesome. Teo, great job today. James Lascano, great job. Scott Maurer, awesome content today on the show. And we want to remind you to have your random act of kindness. All you have to do is pack up some leftover food, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. Go out there and volunteer, donate some time, donate some money, and be a force for good in the community, and continue to tune into the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. When Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.